Hello Reformers and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia. Now, the wonderful work of G. Sanders has done an amazing bit of magical trickery right here because the reinforcement waves are apparently working again. So let us go in and see what's going to go on here, because I'm a bit worried, to be honest, because we've been doing some very easy sieges so far, and well, if it turns out that we are gonna have some reinforcements to deal with, we're gonna be in some trouble, I think. Or are we? I don't really know, because the Shadow Wizards are obviously still present here, which is very nice for us. It is indeed very nice. So let's see if we can stay alive here. Wow, we've really lost a Necromancer? That's not very good. Oh well, yeah, as you can see, we are still doing pretty well. I am taking absolutely huge amounts of damage, however, so could you just leave me alone? Thank you very much. That is not very nice. Okay, I'm just going to stand here and see what we can do. There we go. Alright, no, I don't want to retreat. Oh, I wanted to have a look at the battle map. No, it seems like the reinforcements are still not coming in here, but maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe I need to start a new game or something like that. But it hasn't been like that in the entirety of the other patches. But I have downloaded the new patch. It does say M4 for me. So yeah, that's a bit weird. But maybe it's field battles. Maybe it's field battles or something like that instead of sieges. I mean, I do realize that it takes quite a lot of work to go through all those lines of code and everything, and I very much appreciate all of the... I think everyone appreciates all of the patches so far. Absolutely fantastic work, especially considering, you know, the mod creator is not feeling very well. Anyway, there you go. That was easy enough, wasn't it? Ah, the remaining defenders have desperately sallied out to face you. This is the reinforcement that they were talking about in the update. Aha, interesting. Okay, well this is going to go quite nicely, I think. Isn't it? Maybe it is. Oh, we're actually doing some damage now. Isn't that hilarious? Yeah, we're actually doing some damage now with our spells, no less. Very nice indeed. Well, you can see here that they still are not really anything to worry about, but, you know, that's another 67 to worry about, you know? I think that's pretty cool. And there you go. That's it. Easy enough. Easy enough. Alright, so let us exit here, and I'm gonna continue to defer appointment of a lord. I'm actually wondering whether I should plunder these castles, because they're not really doing anything otherwise, and it's kind of a waste of resources, isn't it? So maybe I do need to start plundering the richer ones, and maybe that's going to make a decent difference to our, you know, to our coffers. I think that would be pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to take this Dark Mage and these, and that Necromancer as well, and hopefully that will start to reimburse our ranks as well. Even though that particular event that happens, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest, because it just gives you skeletons and zombies, but it is free units. They are free units, so you can place them anywhere you want, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, there is Obsidian Spire. I have basically taken everything now. I took Ashfield and Keep of Thorns in previous episodes, and now we've just taken Shadowhurst, and the only thing remaining is the Obsidian Spire. And of course, we know that it does have a little bit of a problem in terms of the siege layout. I'm actually unsure whether that has been fixed. So, shall we just go in and actually check that out? Or I don't even know whether I'm allowed to be honest, because these guys are kind of hounding me at the moment. So, should we just go in against these guys and see what we can do? Maybe we should do that instead. That might be kind of fun. Alright, so let's put these Dark Mages and this Necromancer all the way at the top here. Even though they are very useful, I think I'm going to be able to migrate my population very soon, because I think it's about 38,000 in my treasury, and about the same similar amount in the Gnomish Bank. So that should make a bit of a difference at least. So we have 224. I spent a little bit of time summoning shadows off screen and leveling them up a little bit with our trainer skill too, and we can now take to the field. We have a battle advantage of -3, which is actually pretty decent, not too bad. And yeah, I actually really like the field battles when you can see all of the all of the spells flying. And, oh, look, there we go. New enemies have arrived. Reinforcements have arrived as well. The enemies have 120. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This is awesome. All right. Let's do this. Okay, this is going to be a bit... this is going to be a bit dicey. It's going to be a bit dicey for sure. Alright, I'm going to get out my fireball and fling a couple in their direction. Maybe we'll be able to do a little bit of damage. Was that really all the damage that I could do? Oh, that's not really good, is it? Okay, well, never mind. Let's tell our infantry and cavalry just to charge in here, because they are charging us. Our shadow wizards are hopefully going to be able to hold off the rest of their units, because let's face it, we're outnumbered pretty considerably here, so we need to be a bit careful about what is actually happening, and hopefully stay alive. Oh yes, hopefully stay alive. That is the biggest thing that we have to concern ourselves with at the moment. Maybe I can try and get a little bit of HP back with our vampiric blade. It seems like we're absolutely doing fine, but bear in mind that, yeah, what we're going to have to do is retreat a little bit here, because we are allowing ourselves to get a little bit overconfident, if you know what I mean. We're just allowing our Shadow Knights and our Greater Shadow Warriors and just our regular units just to run in there, and that's not really a good idea. A better idea is to keep them back here until the next wave gets close, charge them in, kill them, Shadow Wizards all the while, dealing massive amounts of damage, and being able to protect our main lines from the other ranged units of our opponent's army. And that is the way to go, in my opinion. That is what we're going to try and do for these battles, because, I mean, you can see here, the reinforcements do appear to be working, which is absolutely fantastic. Didn't doubt it. Obviously, the siege didn't really... It kind of did work, but obviously in a different way. And I actually really like that. I really like how it initially takes you through the standard siege, and then it takes you through to a different scene and different amounts of units to fight, and I think that's pretty cool because it's kind of like a combination of a siege battle and a field battle, and I really like that. So yeah, keep up the good work. That is all I could say, basically. Oh dear. Okay, we have some Master Necromancers on the enemy side right now. We have to be very, very careful of those guys, because they are gonna murder us with their spells. Hopefully not, but they probably are. Maybe. Okay, come on now. Let's try and drain some HP. I'm gonna need to. Okay, I'm gonna need to try and drain some HP here, because my vampiric blade is not doing the job. It certainly isn't. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of HP. I could swear that I actually hit that guy, but apparently not. There we go, hit that guy, thank you very much. And, well, it seems like we are routing them. You can see here that we have lost 18, which is to be expected, but I think their tactics just weren't up to snuff, you know? I mean, they were literally running in with every single unit, and that's not something you want to do, especially considering they have a lot of ranged units, and those ranged units are continually moving, and that's not going to get them any damage output whatsoever, so... Seems like our adversary didn't really have a good idea of what to actually do there, but that is better for me, because I'm able to at least demonstrate the reinforcement mechanics, and they were implemented extremely quickly, and that is just amazing in itself. So there you go, we did lose a bunch. Oh no, we lost a huge amount of Shadow Knights. That is not good at all, but we did eliminate every single one of his army, and I'm going to be actually letting him go. As I said beforehand, I'm going to be letting these guys go, so hopefully they decide to join me. I think that would be really, really awesome. And we'll take a couple of pieces of loot there just to sell, and I guess we'll head in. Let's see how much I'm going to gain. What? I gained 132 shadows? Okay. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. Let me just say, I'm pretty happy with that, because usually, you know, in those kinds of situations, you're going to gain, well, you know, you're going to gain zombies, and you're going to gain skeletons, and things like that. But thankfully, that doesn't seem to be the case here. So I'm going to improve my necromancy to 10, and I guess, what else should I get? I mean, I'd like to get power throw a little bit more. I'd like to get some more charisma, but I mean, we don't really need more leadership, do we? I mean, we kind of do, I suppose, to reduce our troop wages, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really going to do too much, you know? Otherwise, we're doing pretty well here. And, I mean, that's the thing. I could technically increase my necromancy a little bit more, but I don't think it really does too much. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we should increase our magic power a little bit more, because that would give me an excuse to get some intelligence, and then I could, you know, get some more power throw, which would obviously make a little bit of sense. I mean, that's the thing. If I want to wear the Twilight armor, what do I actually need? Do I need some strength requirements? Maybe I do. So let's just improve our strength. Let's just be a little bit more on the safe side here. My trainer skill is not very good, but thankfully we have a couple of companions that have a little bit of trainer skill as well. And now we have a massive army. Our army is very formidable, especially considering we have so many shadows. And that fellow literally went in there? Are you serious? Is he going to come out? Or... apparently he's not going to come out. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's see if we are able to take the Obsidian Spire. Now, do bear in mind that if it is exactly the same layout, I'm basically just going to retreat and see maybe if I can talk with Lich King Maliran and maybe get a peace agreement going on or something like that. But at the moment... ooh, okay, here we go. This is interesting. Alright, so they're coming out, and now we're going to have to be a bit careful here, because I really want to get my Shadow Wizards attacking as soon as possible. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go, that is what we want to... okay, that's not what we want to see, Arkane. Come on now. What is he doing? Ah, yes, and now the opponent... oh, ouch. Okay. Well, that hurt a lot. That really, really hurt a lot. This guy right here killed 32 of us. Yes, that was a Necromancer. That's a Necromancer for you. I actually have some haste right now, so that's why I'm taking advantage of it and being able to absolutely murder everyone. But you can see there that I basically almost lost. Yes, I almost lost that. Isn't that crazy? I lost 18 Shadow Wizards. Well, this is interesting. Okay, they're coming out again. I just hope that my Shadow Wizards are able to continue flinging spells at them, because that Necromancer is hopefully not going to get that same opportunity. I mean, obviously a different one, because we killed that one, but still, you know, hopefully a different one will be able to be killed before that happens. Yeah, it seems like we were able to achieve victory very, very fast there. Maybe because the Balrog was actually joining us? Maybe. But 37 renown. We're gaining so much renown by doing this. Now they're not sallying out anymore because it's a -4 battle advantage. Alright, that's fantastic. And that means that hopefully... yep, it's fixed. There you go. It is absolutely fixed. I actually don't know why I didn't notice that before. I was just kind of gobsmacked at the huge damage that the Necromancer was able to do in the previous sally out. So yeah, that's pretty insane. Alright, I'm just going to continue to... yeah, there we go. Do some damage to these guys. That's what we like to see. Got to be a bit careful here as well. I mean, I'm going to get a shield. Why not? Let's just get a shield. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Okay, so my Hell Knights are doing an absolutely fantastic job as well, because they have fire spells. It seems like the undead have a weakness to fire, which is to be expected, of course, but they have a great resistance to Ice Storm, and that's primarily the reason why I assume Ice Storm is not dealing that much damage when I attempt to use it. So that's nice, at least. Oh yes, and I was actually saying in the previous episode that I was taking much less falling damage, and G. Sanders has commented and said, hey, you know what, I've reduced the falling damage, which is fantastic for me, because obviously I continually fall off ledges and walls and anything else I can fall off, and that is in preparation for the flight mechanics. Yes, you heard me, flight mechanics. Yes, that's going to be pretty awesome. And there you go. That was pretty easy. And the stubborn defenders desperately sally out to meet you. Oh yes, there we go. Oh, Ooh, this is new. I like this. Okay, well, we have a bunch of units in here, which is probably not gonna work out too well, considering I have a bunch of shadow wizards. Oh dear. Well, the Balrog is leading the charge, I suppose. So that's pretty good, but I am a bit worried about being murdered in such a small space by a Necromancer's spell, because no doubt that's going to happen. Okay, let's get everyone coming up here, please. I'd appreciate it if they could start making their way up. Yeah, it seems like they are a little bit, but you can see that the enemy is actually coming in and trying to stop us, which is not something I'm very pleased about. Okay, I'm going to get my fireball out and see what I can do. Oh yeah, there we go, take that. You're gonna barbecue, yes. Oh dear, well, this is not gonna work out too well, is it? Yeah, that's definitely something I didn't want to do. I thought that maybe I'd be able to sneak on by and see what could happen there, but yeah, it seems like the map is fixed, but now they have received reinforcements. Oh yes, and it's actually pretty cool. I like it. I like this. This is actually something very different from what has been done by basically any other mod, because you have mods like Gekkokujo and Warsword Conquest, and they do things very differently, because Gekkokujo, you know, you start outside the walls and you progressively fight through the town, or, you know, well, technically, usually it's a town. You generally fight through the town, and you have varying stages with doors that you have to, you know, fight through. And yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, that's very, very different from this. And then obviously you have the Warsword Conquest way of doing things, which is relatively similar to Gekkokujo, but it's more about the unique layouts and the various factions having their uniqueness on display, basically. So, you know, if you try and fight in a Skaven town or something like that, you're definitely going to see the characteristics of the Skaven right there. And in this, well, you go inside and you fight a bunch, you win, and then you go to the next phase, and then you go to the next phase, and then this phase comes up, and this is fantastic. This is really, really cool in my opinion. It adds a lot more, in my opinion, unpredictability, and a little bit more dynamicism as well, because you're thinking to yourself, where am I? I'm down here in the depths where all my shadow wizards are not doing anything because they're terrible at close quarters combat. But thankfully I had powerful enough units to be able to succeed here, which is pretty awesome. But anyway, there you go. We were able to achieve victory here at... Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay, we've got one more. We've got one more. Alright, this is going to be close, because if I know them, they've probably left some Necromancers in reserve, and I think they actually did fling a little bit of an ice storm at us, but it didn't do too much, which I have to say is fantastic, because I was really, really worried about that. There we go, there's the Necromancer, he's gone down. And yeah, there we are, nice, nice. So for those of you that had a couple of issues in regards to the reinforcements and it being a little bit too easy, well, rest assured it's not too easy now, that's for... Oh, yes, that's for sure. Yeah, anyway, there you go. Done. And we gained huge amounts of renown as a result too, which in my opinion is fantastic. Alright, so I'm going to let this guy go once again. And, yeah, I'm not going to be taking any dwarves. There we go. And anything else that I can take here? Nothing much. I'm going to have Obsidian Spire for myself, thank you very much. Not going to plunder my own town, however. That's probably not the best idea. Erase 0 skeletons from the remains of your enemies. Yeah, oh, you know what I should have done? Instead of letting time pass, I literally should have just placed my units in the garrison here so that I could have gained those skeletons, and that would have made a huge difference. Ah, well, never mind. We do have a bunch of shadows to put here, so I suppose I could just do that. And yeah, I don't have any money at the moment. Yes, I don't have any money, so I suppose I should probably go inside here and speak to my Chamberlain. I have 41,000 in the treasury right now, so I'm going to withdraw 5,000, I guess. And we can now recruit some dark mages. Yes, there we go. That is amazing. That is very, very nice. Okay, so yeah, now that that is done, I can start to level up our forces once again. I actually had 50 Shadow Wizards at one point, and now I have only 36. That shows how quickly Shadow Wizards are able to be killed very, very fast. And let's take a look at the world map, and we're now gaining 2,800. That's very nice, thanks to the Obsidian Spire's dye works. And let's see what's going on here. So where are the Delthasum Empire? Have they taken anything back? Or do they have one remaining fief that I have not seen? Because if that is indeed the case, then that is not too good, because that means they're able to continually raid my villages over and over, which is not very good. Alright, so Lich King Maliran decided to raid that village. I don't mind too much about that. I have a feeling that the Delthasum Empire is going to hopefully start dissolving relatively soon. I mean, we have taken everything by my reckoning. I mean, I'm looking over the map here, and you can see for yourselves that there doesn't seem to be any keep that is owned by them. I mean, maybe they went off and did something sneaky. Like, for example, the dwarves have this castle all the way over here. So you would assume that maybe there is something going on, some underhanded tactics. You know, I wouldn't put it past them. They are necromancers and an undead faction after all. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.